My name is Laila Hayes, and I'm a 26-year-old YouTuber who's made a small name for herself digging into the creepy corners of urban America. I've always been drawn to the weird, the abandoned, the stories that make your skin crawl when you're alone at night. My channel's got a decent following, about 50,000 subscribers who tune in to watch me explore haunted houses, busted up factories, and the occasional cursed roadside diner. I'm not the bravest person out there, but I'm stubborn as hell, and I've got a knack for turning fear into something I can sell. My boyfriend Tyler calls it my superpower, though he's usually rolling his eyes when he says it. He's 27, a sound engineer with a sarcastic streak, and he's been with me since the early days, lugging mics and cameras to places no sane person would go. Then there's Maya, my 24-year-old best friend, who's obsessed with urban legends and swears she can feel ghosts. She's the one who drags us into half these messes, but I love her for it. We're a weird little crew chasing shadows for likes and views. And up until March 2025, it's been fun. Scary, sure, but fun. That all changed the night we stepped into Westview Plaza. Here's how it starts. I'm running, my chest burning, my legs screaming at me to stop, but I can't. The air's thick, cold, and sharp, like breathing in shards of glass. Behind me, I hear it. The shuffle of footsteps, too many to count, soft but deliberate, closing in. My flashlight's beam bounces wildly off the walls, catching glimpses of warped glass and mannequins with no heads. Their plastic hands stretched out like they're begging me to stay. I don't know where Tyler is. I don't know where Maya is. All I know is I've got to get out of this damn mall before it swallows me whole. I see a green exit sign up ahead, glowing like a promise in the dark, and I throw myself at the door, slamming it open with every ounce of strength I've got left. For a split second, I feel it. Cool, rainy air on my face, the sound of cars in the distance. I stumble out, gasping, my heart hammering so hard I think it might burst. But then I look around and my blood turns to ice. I'm not outside. I'm back in the food court, surrounded by dozens of faceless figures sitting at tables, their blank heads turning slowly to stare at me. And in the center, that damn styrofoam cup, steam curling up like it's mocking me. That's when I realize I'm not getting out. Not ever. Let me back up. It's March 12, 2025, and I'm sitting in my cramped apartment, scrolling through X for ideas. Work's been brutal lately, editing videos, chasing sponsors, trying to keep the algorithm happy, and I'm burned out. Tyler's sprawled on the couch fiddling with his latest audio gear, while Maya's pacing, her phone in hand, reading out loud from some thread she's found. Listen to this, she says, her voice trembling with excitement. This guy posted last week. I took a shortcut through Westview Plaza. Don't look for me, then nothing. Account's been dead since. I perk up, leaning over my laptop. Westview Plaza. I know that place. It's an old mall about 20 miles out of town. A hulking relic from the 90s that used to be packed with families and neon lights. Now it's a ghost, abandoned except for a few dying discount stores. I've driven past it 100 times, always meaning to check it out, but never getting around to it. People are saying it's cursed, Maya goes on, scrolling. Like, you go in and the exits just disappear. Tyler snorts, not looking up. Sounds like a bunch of bored teens with too much time on their hands. But I'm already hooked, my mind's racing, abandoned mall, creepy rumors, a mysterious last post. It's perfect for the channel. Let's go, I say, slamming my laptop shut. Tonight, we'll film it live, see what's up. Maya's eyes light up, but Tyler groans. Seriously, Lila, it's raining out there, and I've got a shift tomorrow. I flash him my best grin, the one he can't say no to. Come on, Ty, it'll be quick, in and out. Think of the views. He sighs, but I know I've got him. An hour later, we're in my beat-up Honda, windshield wipers slapping against the rain. The city's a blur of grey and headlights, and I'm buzzing with that mix of nerves and adrenaline I always get before a shoot. Tyler's in the passenger seat, his fancy mic clipped to his jacket, muttering about how he should have stayed home. Maya's in the back, clutching a little charm bracelet she swears wards off evil spirits. I've got a bad feeling about this, she says as we pull into the empty parking lot. Westview Plaza looms ahead. Its faded sign barely legible under the flickering streetlights. The place looks dead. Windows boarded up, paint peeling, a chain link fence half collapsed around the perimeter. I grab my camera and step out, the rain soaking through my hoodie in seconds. Let's make it fast, Tyler grumbles, hauling his gear. I turn on the camera, the red light blinking to life. Hey guys, I say, forcing a smile. Lila here, coming at you from Westview Plaza, the mall where people go in and don't come out. Let's see if the rumors are true. We find a side door, unmarked and rusted, tucked into an alley. It creaks open with a nudge and we step inside. The air hits me first, stale, heavy, like the building's been holding its breath for years. The hallways dim, lit by buzzing fluorescent tubes that flicker every few seconds. My sneakers squeak on the cracked white tiles, and the sound echoes too loud, too long. I swing the camera around, catching faded posters on the walls. Ads for stores like Candy Castle and Video Vortex. Relics from a time when this place was alive. Check this out, I say, zooming in on a poster of a smiling kid with a lollipop. Nostalgia trip, right? Maya nods, her voice small. Yeah, but it feels off, like it's watching us. Tyler laughs, but it's forced. You're paranoid, Maya. It's just an old dump. I lead the way, my flashlight cutting through the gloom. The stores are empty, their shelves bare or littered with dust-covered junk. Mannequins stand in some of the windows, frozen in outdated poses. Pleated skirts, mullets, neon windbreakers. One's missing an arm, another's head tilted at a weird angle. I shiver, but I shake it off. It's just a building, I tell myself. Just a creepy, quiet building. We've been walking maybe 10 minutes when Tyler stops, holding up his mic. Wait, he says, frowning. I'm picking up something. He plugs in his headphones, listens, then goes pale. It's whispering. I think it said your name, Lila. My stomach flips, but I play it cool for the camera. No way! Play it back. He does, and there it is. Faint, distorted, but clear enough. Lila, stay. Maya gasps, clutching her bracelet. I told you, this place isn't right. I force a laugh, but my hands are shaking as I hold the camera. Probably just static, right? Let's keep going. We push deeper, the hallways stretching longer than they should. I glance back and my heart skips. The door we came through is gone, replaced by a solid wall. Guys, I say, my voice cracking. Where's the exit? Tyler spins around, cursing. What the hell? We didn't turn that many corners. Maya's breathing fast now, her eyes wide. It's the curse, we're trapped. Panic's clawing at me, but I keep the camera rolling. It's all I've got to hold on to. We stumble into the food court, or what's left of it. The space is huge, empty except for one table smack in the middle. A styrofoam cup sits on it, steam curling up like it's fresh. That's not possible, Tyler mutters, stepping closer. No one's been here in years. Before I can stop her, Maya reaches out, then yanks her hand back. It's warm, she whispers, like someone just left it. I'm about to say something when a shadow moves in the corner of my eye. I whip the camera around, and there he is. A man in an old-fashioned uniform, navy vest and name tag, standing by the escalators. His smile's too wide, too still, like it's painted on. Welcome to Westview Plaza, he says, his voice smooth and hollow. You're our special guest tonight, looking to shop. I freeze, my mouth dry. Who are you? Tyler demands, stepping in front of me. The man, the shopkeeper, I guess, tilts his head. Just here to serve. And you're the inventory. He vanishes, his laugh echoing through the empty court. My heart's pounding now, a drum beat in my ears. We need to get out, I say, grabbing Tyler's arm. Now! We run, the camera bouncing as I clutch it. The hallways twist, turn, loop back on themselves. The walls feel wrong, too close, then too far, like the building's breathing. Tyler's mic picks up more whispers, louder now, overlapping. Stay, shop, ours. Maya sobbing, muttering prayers under her breath. We pass the same storefronts again and again, but the mannequins, they're different. One's pointing at us now, its plastic finger bent. Another's head twists as we pass, following me with empty sockets. They're moving, Maya whimpers. I swear they're moving. I want to tell her she's crazy, but I saw it too, and the fear is choking me, thick and sour in my throat. Then a voice cuts through the dark, rough and real. You shouldn't be here. We spin around, and there's a man, older, grizzled, with silver hair and bloodshot eyes. He's got a flashlight and a pistol, and he looks like he hasn't slept in weeks. Who are you? I ask, my voice shaky. Name's Sam Carver, he says, glancing over his shoulder. Used to be a cop. Investigated this place years ago. Lost my partner. Barely got out. Tyler steps forward, hopeful. You know the way out? Carver's laugh is bitter. I thought I did. It let me go once, but it always pulls me back. I warned people on X. Guess you didn't see it. My stomach sinks. The post, Maya whispers. He's the one who, before she can finish, the lights flicker and the shopkeeper's back, standing by the food court table, holding that damn cup. Thanks, Sam, he says, his smile stretching wider. Always good to have fresh stock. Everything goes to hell after that. The walls pulse, a slow, wet rhythm under my fingers. The mannequins close in, their hands reaching, some with cracked faces, others with no faces at all. Maya screams as one grabs her, its plastic fingers digging into her arm. She's yanked into the shadows, gone in a blink, her bracelet clattering to the floor. Maya! I shout, lunging after her, but Tyler pulls me back. We can't help her, he yells, his voice breaking. We've got to move. But Carver fires at the shopkeeper, but the bullets dissolve midair and the bastard just laughs. We run, Tyler dragging me, Carver leading the way to another exit sign. It's red this time, glowing like blood. He shoves it open and we stumble through, only to land back in the food court. No, I whisper, my knees buckling. No, no, no. Tyler's shaking now, his hands trembling as he checks his phone. It's dead, he says, his voice hollow. No signal, no time, just zeros. I look up and the mannequins are everywhere, lining the walls, slumped in corners. Some have Maya's bracelet on their wrists, others wear Tyler's jacket. My breath catches as I see one with my hoodie, its head tilted toward me. They're us, I choke out. Carver grabs my shoulder, his grip bruising. It's not over till it takes you, he says. Fight it. But Tyler's already slipping. He stares at his hands, his fingers stiffening, turning smooth and glossy. Lila, he gasps, his eyes wide with terror. Run, I'm not me anymore. I scream his name, reaching for him, but his face freezes, his mouth locked in a plastic grin. He's gone. I'm alone with Carver now, running blind through corridors that stretch forever. The walls groan, the floor creaks like it's alive. The whispers are a roar, 1,000 voices chanting my name. I see Maya in a storefront, posed behind glass, her eyes blank, her charm bracelet gleaming. Tyler's next to her, his mic dangling from his stiff hand. I'm crying, snot and tears mixing on my face, but I keep going. Carver's ahead, shouting, There's a door! Green one! Real this time! I see it, glowing, solid, and I sprint, my lungs burning. The footsteps are back, fast and heavy, right behind me. I don't look, I can't. I hit the door, fling it open, and I'm back in the food court. The tables are full now, figures sitting still, their heads smooth and featureless. They turn to me, slow and synchronized, and I feel my legs give out. The shopkeeper's voice crackles through the air, calm and final. Congratulations, Lila. You're hired. I try to scream, but my throat's locked. My hands, they're plastic now, cold and unyielding. The camera falls, lens catching my face as it freezes, my last expression a silent, eternal plea. I'm one of them. I'm inventory. Days later, or maybe hours, time's meaningless here. Someone finds the camera outside Westview Plaza. The video goes up, racking up views, comments flooding in. Fake F. Where'd she go? No one knows. No one comes looking. And me? I sit at that table, the styrofoam cup steaming in front of me, watching the others watch me. I can still think, I can still feel, but I can't move, I can't leave. Westview Plaza has its last shopper and it's never letting me go. I don't know how long I've been sitting here staring at the styrofoam cup in front of me. The steam keeps rising, lazy curls of white twisting up into the dim light, and it's the only thing moving in this dead, endless place. My hands, or what used to be my hands, rest on the table, smooth and shiny, like they belong to one of those mannequins I've been running from all night. I try to wiggle my fingers just to see if I can, and they twitch, slow and clumsy like I'm pulling strings on a puppet. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like me. My chest's tight, a knot of panic and grief twisting inside me, but I can't cry anymore. I can't even blink. All I can do is sit here, surrounded by the others, those faceless things that used to be people, maybe even Tyler and Maya. Though I can't tell anymore. They're all the same now, blank and still, their heads tilted slightly like they're listening to something I can't hear. I want to scream, to smash the cup, to do anything, but my body won't listen. I'm trapped in it, a prisoner in my own skin, or whatever this is. Let me rewind a bit because it didn't end there, not really. After Tyler turned, after I saw his face lock into that awful plastic grin, I was still running. Carver was with me, his flashlight slicing through the dark, his voice hoarse as he yelled at me to keep up. It's not over, he kept saying like he believed it, like he hadn't just watched my boyfriend turn into a damn doll right in front of us. I wanted to believe him too, but my legs were jelly, my lungs burning, and every step felt like wading through mud. The hallway stretched on forever, bending and twisting in ways that made my head spin. The walls pulsed under my hands when I brushed them, warm and slick, like I was touching something alive. I yanked my hand back, my stomach lurching, and I could have sworn I heard a low chuckle ripple through the air, deep and guttural, like the building itself was laughing at me. We passed more storefronts, their windows glowing faintly now. Not with the flickering fluorescent light from before, but something colder, bluish, like the screens of dead TVs. Inside, the mannequins were worse. Some had cracked faces, jagged lines splitting their smooth plastic skin, while others had no faces at all, just hollow dips where eyes should have been. One stood in a display, dressed in a faded red coat, its head cocked toward me, and I swear its arms shifted as I ran by, lifting just an inch like it was waving. "Don't look at them!" Carver snapped, grabbing my wrist and pulling me forward. "They want you to stop. They want you to look." I nodded, my throat too dry to speak, but it was hard not to. Every shadow seemed to move. Every corner hid something waiting to reach out. The whispers were louder now, a constant hum that drilled into my skull. They weren't just saying my name anymore. They were saying things, fragments of sentences that didn't make sense but hit me like punches. "You wanted this. Stay with us. The sale never ends." I clapped my hands over my ears, but it didn't help. The sound was inside me, buzzing in my bones. Carver stopped suddenly, his flashlight beam jerking upward, and I nearly crashed into him. "What?" I gasped, my voice ragged. He didn't answer, just pointed. Ahead of us, the hallway split into 3 paths, each one identical, each one stretching into darkness. But at the end of the middle one, I saw it. A figure, tall and thin, standing perfectly still. It was the shopkeeper, his uniform crisp and clean despite the dust and decay around us, his smile stretching so wide it looked like his face might split. "Pick a lane, Lila," he called, his voice echoing too loud, too close. "Every path's a bargain." I froze, my heart slamming against my ribs. "Don't listen," Carver growled, shoving me toward the left path. "He's playing with you. Keep moving." We ran, my sneakers pounding the tiles. But the shopkeeper's voice followed us, bouncing off the walls. "Wrong choice, Sam. You know how this ends." I risked a glance back and he was gone. No, not gone. He was ahead of us now, leaning casually against a storefront, twirling a set of keys on his finger. "Special offer," he said, nodding at the store behind him. "Step inside. Stay forever." The window lit up and there was Maya. My Maya, standing behind the glass, her arms posed stiffly, her charm bracelet glinting under the light. Her face was blank, no eyes, no mouth, just smooth nothing, but I knew it was her. "Maya!" I screamed, lunging toward the glass, but Carver yanked me back. "It's not her," he shouted. "It's a trick." I fought him, tears streaming down my face, but he was stronger, dragging me away as the shopkeeper's laugh filled the air. We kept running, but it was like the mall was folding in on itself. The ceiling dipped lower, brushing my hair, and the walls pressed closer, the pulsing stronger now, like a heartbeat racing to match mine. My flashlight caught something up ahead, a green exit sign, solid and bright, not like the fake ones before. "There!" I yelled, hope flaring in my chest for the first time in hours. Carver nodded, his jaw tight, and we sprinted for it. The footsteps were back, though. Soft at first, then louder, faster, a dozen pairs tapping behind us. I didn't look. I couldn't. My hand hit the door, cold metal under my palm, and I shoved it open, tumbling through with Carver right behind me. For a second, I thought we'd made it. Rain hit my face, cool and sharp, and I heard the hum of traffic, faint but real. I sucked in a breath, relief flooding me, my knees shaking as I stumbled onto wet asphalt. But then I looked around and the relief died. We weren't outside, not really. The street was wrong, too quiet, too still. Cars rolled by, their headlights cutting through the dusk. But there was no sound, no engines, no horns, just a flat, eerie hum. People walked along the sidewalks, stiff and mechanical, their movements looping like bad animations. A woman in a yellow raincoat passed me, her arms swinging in the same arc over and over, her face a blur. A man across the street adjusted his cap, then did it again, then again, stuck in a glitch. "What is this?" I whispered, my voice trembling. Carver grabbed my arm, his eyes wild. "It's not the real world. It's a trap, a bigger cage." I turned back, and there it was, Westview Plaza, towering behind us. Its doors different now, taller, darker, the glass warped and shimmering. "It followed us," I said, my voice breaking. "Or we never left." Carver cursed, kicking the ground. But before he could say anything, the shopkeeper's voice crackled through the air, coming from nowhere and everywhere. "No returns, no refunds. Welcome to the plaza, Lila." The street flickered, the people vanishing, and suddenly we were back inside, the food court sprawling around us. The tables were full now, figures sitting in perfect rows, their heads blank and smooth, their hands folded neatly. I recognized Tyler's jacket on one, Maya's bracelet on another, and my stomach twisted so hard I thought I'd puke. Carver spun around, his gun raised. But the shopkeeper was already there, standing by the center table, that styrofoam cup in his hand. You can't fight it, he said, his smile softening, almost pitying. You're home now. I didn't want to go back in, but my feet moved anyway, dragging me toward the door we'd just escaped. Carver shouted at me to stop, but it was like my body wasn't mine anymore. I stepped through and the air changed. Colder, sharper, the mildew smell hitting me like a slap. The hallways were narrower now, the walls so close I could feel their heat on my shoulders. They pulsed faster, a frantic rhythm, and the floor groaned under my weight, creaking like old bones. The mannequins were everywhere, lining the corridors, slumped in doorways, their headless necks bent toward me, their hands raised in silent pleas. I tried to run, but my legs were heavy, like the air was glue. The whispers turned to growls, low and feral, vibrating through the walls, and I felt them watching me, hundreds of eyeless gazes boring into my skin. I rounded a corner and stopped dead. The food court again, but different. The tiles were peeling, curling up like dead skin, and the lights buzzed so hard they flickered in jagged bursts. The table was there, the cup steaming, and sitting in the chair was a mannequin. Not Tyler, not Maya, but something new. Its plastic skin was cracked, spider webbing across its chest, and its hand gripped the cup, smooth and too human. Its head tilted toward me, faceless but alive, and I felt a pull, a tug deep in my gut, like it was calling me. My legs gave out and I hit the floor, my back slamming against the wall. But the wall wasn't solid, it was soft, warm, pulsing like flesh. I scrambled up, my hands shaking as I touched it, feeling the steady thump under my fingers. No, I whimpered, backing away. No, this isn't real. But it was. The shopkeeper stepped out of the shadows, his smile gone now, his eyes black and hollow. You wanted a story, Leela, he said, his voice low and final. This is it, your big finale. The mannequins closed in, their hands reaching, their growls rising into a deafening roar. I ran, blind and screaming, the walls twisting around me, the lights strobing until I couldn't see. I hit another door, green and glowing, and threw it open, praying for anything, rain, air, freedom. But it was the food court again, the figures waiting, their blank faces turning to me. I stumbled, fell, and then they were on me, cold hands brushing my skin, pulling me down. Everything went black. When I came to, I was sitting at the table, the cup in front of me, my hands plastic and still. I could feel it. The moment I stopped being me, my mind's still here, trapped, screaming, but my body's theirs. The shopkeeper's voice echoes sometimes, soft and smug. Sell the dream, Leela. Sell it forever. I don't know if anyone's watching the video, if they believe it, if they'll come looking. I hope they don't. Westview Plaza doesn't need more inventory. I don't know how long I've been stuck here, locked inside this plastic shell that used to be me. The styrofoam cup sits in front of me, steam still drifting up, a cruel little reminder that time doesn't work right in Westview Plaza. My hands, smooth, cold, unyielding, rest on the table, and every now and then I try to move them just to see if I can fight it. They twitch, sluggish and wrong, like I'm a toy with a dying battery. My mind's still alive though, spinning, screaming, clawing at the edges of this nightmare. I can feel everything, the panic, the grief, the rage, but it's trapped under this frozen surface, buzzing like a fly caught in a web. The others sit around me, those faceless figures, their blank heads tilted slightly, and I wonder if Tyler and Maya are in there somewhere, trapped like me, or if they're gone for good. I hope they're gone. I hope they don't have to feel this. Let me take you back again, because it wasn't over when I thought it was. After I saw Maya behind that glass, her blank face staring out at me, and after Tyler turned into one of them, I was still running with Carver. My legs were numb, my chest heaving, but he wouldn't let me stop. Keep going, Lila, he shouted, his voice raw, his flashlight swinging wildly as we tore through the narrowing halls. The walls were alive now, pulsing hard and fast, the heat of them brushing my arms like a fevered breath. The air was thick, sour with mildew and something sharper, something metallic, like blood. I gagged, but there was no time to stop. The footsteps were behind us again, a chorus of soft taps, too close, too many. I could feel them, whatever they were, their presence pressing down on me, heavy and cold, like hands on my shoulders. We stumbled into another stretch of stores, the windows glowing with that sick blue light. The mannequins were everywhere now, crowding the displays, spilling out into the hallway. Some had arms bent backward, others had heads twisted all the way around, their plastic skin cracking like dry earth. One stood in the middle of our path, its hand raised, fingers curled as if beckoning me. I skidded to a stop, my breath hitching, and Carver shoved me aside just as its arm jerked forward, missing my face by inches. They're waking up, he yelled, his gun trembling in his hand. He fired, the shot echoing loud and useless. The bullet sank into the mannequin's chest and vanished like it was nothing but air. The thing didn't even flinch. It just tilted its head, slow and deliberate, and I swear I heard my name whispered from its hollow neck. The shopkeeper appeared then, stepping out from behind it, his uniform pristine, his smile gone. His eyes were black pits now, endless and empty, and his voice was a low growl. "You're late, Lila. The shift started hours ago." I backed up, my sneakers slipping on the tiles, but Carver stepped in front of me, his jaw clenched. "Leave her," he said, his voice steady despite the sweat dripping down his face. "You've got me. Let her go." The shopkeeper laughed, a sound like glass breaking, and shook his head. "Oh, Sam, you don't get it. You're the bait. She's the prize." He snapped his fingers, and the floor buckled under us, tiles splitting apart like a mouth opening wide. I screamed, grabbing Carver's arm as we fell, the world tilting into darkness. We landed hard, sprawled on a cold, wet floor. My flashlight was gone, but a faint red glow pulsed from above, casting long shadows. I pushed myself up, my hands shaking, and saw where we were. A basement, or something like it. The walls were concrete, slick with black mold, and pipes ran overhead, dripping water that smelled like rust. In the center was a massive machine, all gears and wires, its metal rusted but humming with life. It looked old, ancient even, but it moved, grinding and clicking, and with every turn the air grew heavier, the whispers sharper. "What is this?" I whispered, my voice barely audible over the noise. Carver staggered to his feet, his face pale. "It's the heart," he said. "The thing that keeps this place alive. I found it once, years ago. Thought I could stop it." Before I could ask more, the shopkeeper's voice boomed from the shadows, closer now, angrier. "You can't stop progress, Sam. The plaza needs customers, always has, always will." He stepped into the light, taller than before, his uniform fraying at the edges, threads unraveling like veins. His hands were claws now, long and sharp, and he lunged at Carver, faster than I could blink. Carver dodged, rolling to the side, and shouted, "Lila, the machine! Hit it!" I didn't think, just ran, my heart pounding as I grabbed a rusted pipe from the floor. The shopkeeper roared, a sound that shook the walls, and I swung the pipe with everything I had, smashing it into the gears. Sparks flew, metal screeched, and the machine stuttered, its rhythm faltering. The shopkeeper froze, his claws inches from Carver's throat, and let out a howl, high, piercing like a wounded animal. The walls trembled, chunks of concrete raining down, and the red glow flickered. "No!" The shopkeeper snarled, turning on me, his face twisting into something inhuman, all teeth and rage. "You'll pay for that!" He lunged, but Carver tackled him, pinning him to the ground. "Go!" Carver yelled, his voice breaking as he wrestled with the thrashing figure. "Get out while it's weak!" I hesitated, my chest tight with guilt. But the machine was smoking now, the hum dying, and I could feel the air shifting, lightening. I ran, dodging falling debris, my legs burning as I climbed a rickety staircase that appeared in the chaos. Behind me, I heard the shopkeeper's screams, raw and furious, mixing with Carver's grunts. I didn't look back. I couldn't. The stairs led to a door, green, glowing, real this time. I threw it open and stumbled out, the rain hitting me like a slap, cold and clean. I was in the parking lot, my car still there, the city lights blinking in the distance. I fell to my knees sobbing, the camera lying a few feet away, its lens cracked but still blinking red. I crawled to it, my hands shaking as I picked it up, and whispered into the mic, "I made it. I don't know how, but I made it." The plaza loomed behind me, silent now, its windows dark, but I could feel it watching, waiting, licking its wounds. Days later, I uploaded the video, unedited, raw, every scream and shadow intact. It's at 1 million views now, comments pouring in. "Is this real? Where's Tyler and Maya? Don't go back." I don't know what happened to Carver, if he's still down there, fighting that thing, or if he's gone too. I don't know if the shopkeeper's dead or just biding his time, plotting his comeback. But I do know this, I got out. I beat it, even if it cost me everything, my friends, my sanity, maybe my soul. There's a lesson here, one I'll carry forever. Some places aren't meant to be explored, some stories aren't worth telling. Curiosity can kill you, or worse, trap you in a hell you can't escape. So here's my call to you, watching this. Don't go looking for Westview Plaza. Don't chase the whispers, the rumors, the thrill. If you've been there, if you've seen it, tell me. Drop a comment, let me know I'm not alone. And if you haven't, keep it that way. Because I swear, sometimes at night when the rain taps my window, I hear it, a faint, familiar voice, low and smug. "We're still open, Leela. Come shop. I don't sleep much anymore."